No, it looks much better with two people. I know. So, Live Free or Die Hard, the fourth installment that came out like 19 years after the first movie, so close to being 20-year anniversary movie, but whatever. Die Hard 5 was the 25th. Does that make it better? No. Stars, as always, Bruce Willis, Justin Long, Mary Elizabeth-Winstead, and Timothy Olyphant, the Hitman. And it's directed by Len Wiseman, the director behind, I think, the first two Underworld movies and the remake of Total Recall. So as John McClane goes up against Timothy Olyphant's character, a cyber terrorist who wants to basically destroy the infrastructure of the country or whatever, I don't know. It's complex computer stuff. He teams up with Justin Long, who's a hacker that can help him out. Mary Elizabeth-Winstead is John McClane's daughter, who shows up for a bit. Awesome. And Kevin Smith even shows up. Kevin Smith. Ah, man. Him and Bruce Willis would later go on to make Cop Out. And this movie, for the longest time, until Die Hard 5 came out, this was like the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull of the Die Hard series, where it's like, this one was like off the rails, like what were they doing, and everyone just hated it. Or sort of, some people kind of give it a break, like, you know, it's not that bad, and some people just hate it. First off, the director, Len Wiseman, you know, I've never seen the Underworld movies, I haven't seen the Total Recall remake. I've only seen this movie, and this is all I know him from, and I don't think he's a bad director. I understand Underworld movies, you know, they're, you either like him or you don't. It's like the Resident Evil thing. They're, by most regards, kind of bad movies, but some people like them. And the Total Recall remake, I haven't heard many good things about it, but, you know, as the director in this movie, I thought he was pretty good. It's a little bit more stylish than, like, the John McTiernan classic, awesome directing. This one, moving the camera all over the place, but it's cool looking. It's a very cool looking movie. I like most of the action in this movie because it looks pretty cool. I mean, all the shootouts and stuff, they look good. The only things that kind of bother me a little, of course, the jet thing, you know, it's not, some people say like, oh, John McClane's superior because he runs across a jet. No, he doesn't. He falls on a jet and then jumps off. And it's not like a jet's flying and he just jumps out anywhere like, oh, and he's just sitting on it. No, it's realistic as it could get for that type of scene. The whole jet attacking John McClane scene's a little bit over the top, but you know, so is the thing with basically the lemur guy, where he's a parkour guy, he's doing all this parkour, and some of it just seems like, I know, parkour people, they're amazing, they can do all these crazy stunts, jump from building to building, all that stuff. It just, for some reason, felt a little out of place, like really, John McClane's fighting like one of the X-Men or something. It seemed odd. But you know, that's kind of the point of this movie, is John McClane, it has to be really challenged. He's fighting a digital age villain that he doesn't get technology, so this guy's really going to kick his ass. And he's threatening. He can like just bring down the entire country like that. So he's really threatening with what he could do, send everyone back to the Stone Age. So, threatening-wise, Timothy Olyphant's awesome as the villain. I don't think he could last a minute in a fight with Bruce Willis, but that's not the point. But he gives a really good performance for a character that's kind of, you know, whatever. When he shows up, he's pretty good. He's threatening in what he's going to do, and I like the performance, but he's not given a whole lot to do. It's kind of a lot of him giving orders while sitting around computer screens, so, you know, he did what he could with the role. Justin Long is Bruce Willis' sidekick. You know, Bruce Willis, always awesome. Justin Long kind of has to be a fun sidekick in a way that, like, he gets the technology and help McClane out that way, and Justin Long's good. I mean, the guy sold Max. Justin Long. Whatever happened to that guy, man? I mean, Jeepers Creepers, Accepted, this movie, then I haven't seen him in a while. And you got Mary Elizabeth-Winstead, Ramona from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I love her just for that movie, and she's really good in this. She feels like Bruce Willis' daughter, where she's a tough chick, and she's gonna give like Timothy Olyphant some shit, and she won't go down without a fight. So I liked her character. And I know there's a little bit at the beginning like, oh, I don't like you, Dad. This next movie, same thing. I just kind of don't like how Bruce Willis and his kids don't get along. It gets a little annoying. I mean, yeah, I know, he might not always be there for you, but I mean, your dad's a badass, get over it. But as I said, most of the action, that's kind of the highlight of the movie. A lot of it's really, really cool. The fight, you got Maggie Q just kung fuing Bruce Willis, beating the shit out of him. And then that scene has one more problem, is that he runs her over with a car going high speed, but he doesn't like decapitate her body and her legs don't go flying. It's like, no, she just lands on the hood and then they have a fight in an elevator shaft. So there's a couple times where it's like, the action looks cool, but it just kind of seems a little out of place in Die Hard movie. But you bring Die Hard into this generation of filmmaking and all, you got to change it up, you got to make it different, because people don't want the same thing all the time. So obviously it's going to be different. And you know, for the most part, I really, really enjoy this movie. There's a few things that take me out of it. They don't make me hate the movie, though. They just bother me a little bit. And you know, this compared to Die Hard 2, a lot of people say Die Hard 2 is just as bad and or worse. Kind of, they flip-flop between those two. You know, Die Hard 2, I kind of like it just because it's John McClane with hair, so he feels more like John McClane. And they got a little bit, it feels more like a Die Hard movie than this one. But Die Hard 2 does have its fair share of problems. I forgot to mention, but in Die Hard 2, there's some like real conveniences, like Bruce Willis is in a plane at one point, and they throw in like 13 grenades, and each of them like take, I don't know, 40 seconds to detonate. The longest grenade fuses ever. It's like, really? That was lucky. So something like that really bothers me in Die Hard 2, but this, you know, some of the slightly out of place action scenes also bother me. You know, just a tiny bit more. I still really like this movie though, and so I'd give Live Free or Die Hard a B. I feel like it's just a teeny bit lower than Die Hard 2, but you know, still a really fun movie. So if you like this review, like or subscribe, comment below, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in a little bit when I review A Good Day to Die Hard. Shit.